Hey Holy Cross, Pastor Rick here coming from my home office because we are trying our best, even as a church staff, to limit the amount of time we spend out of our homes to try and fall in line with the governor's latest restrictions, which put us in our homes for 10 more weeks. That's a long time. And I would imagine many of us are feeling a bunch of different things this morning or this afternoon as we have been thinking about that. I woke up this morning with a lot of disappointment and discouragement and even some sadness just over what the next 10 weeks are going to be like. Which kind of leads me into something that I wanted to make sure you're aware of and to invite you into. The Presbyterian Church in America, our denomination, the General Assembly, or rather the committees of our General Assembly, have called for a month, 30 days of prayer for our community, our nation, and the world in response to this crisis. We, as people in the middle of this, feel so powerless, and we are. There's literally nothing we can do besides keeping ourselves sequestered that actually can make a huge difference, especially here in the Valley. So what we can do, and in fact what is most effective, is to be able to spend time going before our Lord. Some of us are eager to do that, and so that guide, which we'll have a link to in this email, can bring up certain topics to pray for every day for the next 30 days. We'd love for you to join us in that. One of the other ways that I think we need to begin learning how to pray, especially in this time, is through lament. Lament is a biblical prayer form that has to do with, for lack of a better word, some measure of complaint. Complaint before God to what is currently wrong and what you would like to see change. Bringing our feelings of sadness and even sometimes anger, confusion to the Lord. Lament is something that is not common in our culture, especially in our Christian culture in America, but it is something that is very helpful during this time. Chelsea Kelly is going to be putting out a video in the next couple of days that's going to help lead us through how you move from lament in prayer to thanksgiving and actually give some exercises in how to do that. So be looking for that. We'll send out an email when that comes out. And I would encourage all of you to be able to, or all of you to at least give that a try. And then lastly, I wanted to also let you in on the fact that the church has subscribed to get an account to Zoom, which is a online video conferencing platform. Far better than a lot of the free ones that are out there, far more stable, more features, things like that, which is going to allow groups of you within the church, small groups, prayer groups, things of that nature, to be able to meet and be able to see one another face to face, even virtually, so that we can pray together, talk together, check in with one another, have some semblance of community as this crisis is going on. We will be managing all of those meetings from the office to make sure that everybody's not kind of overlapping with one another, but we're very excited about that. And so don't be surprised if you hear from your small group leader or from other leaders, or if you see things in our announcements about prayer meetings or gatherings, virtual gatherings like that. Interestingly enough, for a historical tidbit for you, if you're interested. If not, you can stop this video now. But this is not the first time the Presbyterian Church in our country has dealt with something like this. About 100 years ago, in the 1918, 1919, around there, was the Spanish flu epidemic. And Pastor Mark dug up some minutes from the General Assembly of the Southern Presbyterian Church of the time that detailed what they went through, which involved church closures, people not being able to worship, General Assemblies not being able to meet, presbytery meetings not being able to meet, how this was affecting the mission field and giving and all of these different things. All of the things that we're dealing with right now, the church went through 100 years ago, right here in this area. And I say that only as a means of, on the one hand, encouragement, because we got through it. We got through it and we're still here. And maybe also to help bring us into some thankfulness. We have venues like this, like Zoom, like technology, where we're able to stay in touch with people. If you need help you can still receive counseling or pastoral counsel or prayer over a venue like FaceTime or Zoom or something like that, where they couldn't. You know, this church is still participating in virtual worship. We're still doing counseling. We're still doing all of these things that we've been doing. We're just doing it virtually. That was not a technology that was available 100 years ago or even a decade ago. And so in some sense, we can be thankful, even in the middle of our lament, to be thankful that God has given us these kind of tools to be able to stay connected in the middle of this crisis. Hope to see you all soon. Be looking for more updates from us and more content as the week goes on. Know that your pastors, your elders, your deacons, that we're praying for you, and we love you. Bye.